Ifigeneia, and you're watching Body in Balance. We're here in Wyndham Ramada Hotel in Loutraki, and we're going to talk about well-being with Sybille, a yoga teacher. Thank you for being here, Sybille.
Thank you.
And we're going to introduce us all to a better way of life and healthier life, I hope. So how difficult it is to do your yoga practice, because you're very flexible, you have worked out so many years, I know. So when the average person watches us do whatever you do, is it easy for an average person to follow your classes?
Yeah, I think I give a lot of grading options, so there's easier ways of doing it. You can support with blocks and bricks. So there's always options to do a little bit less intense if it needs to be. And then, of course, the more you practice, the better you'll get. So.
Yes, in your clinic also, I know you have an holistic approach about life.
Yep.
People come there to be cured or to prevent sickness in their bodies.
Both. Prevention is better than cure, definitely, and also the holistic health assessment that I'm doing at the center is very much about prevention and seeing where someone is heading, and then we ideally catch some disease that might be developing ahead before it even ever establishes. So prevention is a very, very big part of being a naturopath. But yeah, of course, there's also things that we can treat using herbs and nutrition, and of course yoga and breathing techniques and cleansing techniques.
You gave me a tip now. I could ask you about many herbs that are used, and especially in ancient Greece we had so many herbs, like we had the Dioscurides before Hippocrates, the ancient doctors, that they discovered a way to cure through herbs. And most people don't know the power of herbs. Since we're now he's sitting in Greece, it's important to talk about the herbs and how we can cure ourselves. Let's give us some tips, like what Valeriana does, or for sleep, for good sleep. Then other herbs like Louisa for losing weight, I think, and you know better, of course.
And I think Hippocrates also said that medicine should be your food, right?
Of course.
Correct, yeah. And naturopathy is also based on the Hippocratic philosophy. So you do no harm, and so if you're using herbs, I would always use a very gentle approach. So you can just integrate them in your daily cooking. So for example, coriander is a nice one that is widely available, and I think it is very important now to use as a herb, because it actually helps to detoxify the body, especially if you have heavy metals in your body. So mercury, for example, which we take on if we eat a lot of seafood. So coriander would be quite important to use. But general green foods, so it doesn't necessarily need to be herbs, but any green foods help to support the liver. A very well-known herb might be dandelion, for example, and milk thistle, which can support your liver. So anything kind of dark green is very supportive to the liver. Whereas you think of maybe more roots like turmeric, for example, which I think has become quite popular now as well. It's anti-inflammatory. Ginger, turmeric, so the yellowish ones are a little bit more anti-inflammatory and digestive supportive, so stomach, spleen supportive.
I see, now that you're talking about all these things in the body, we see, I scan like the head, the heart, the spleen, and then of course the stomach, the bones, everything. It's very important to know what causes damage to our body.
So it's very important to look at your immediate environment, so in your own household, of course, what sort of cleaning products you're using. There's a lot of chemicals there, like dish liquid or dishwasher taps, and the washing powder you're using. So there's a lot of good quality companies out there that offer different solutions that are not as toxic and more natural. And also, if you want to wash your vegetable, for example, that aren't organic, should really be washing all your vegetable and fruit before you eat them. But you could also just soak them in apple cider vinegar to get rid of pesticides or dirt and toxins on them. But also what you use on your body. Really a good rule is what you don't know, you shouldn't really put on your body, because your skin is absorbing as well. Most of it, really, what you put on. So using natural products in your face and on your body, and to wash your skin and hair, so you can also avoid quite a lot. And also, for example, where you sleep, because we should be really sleeping 6 to 8 hours, so we're spending a lot of time in the bed. Then also think about what your mattress is made of, and what sort of fabrics you're using when you sleep.
Now listening to you talking to us, explaining all these wonderful things to us, it's easy to change a habit, like a food habit or a lifestyle habit, in order to be in better quality of life. Let's feel happier, feel healthier. How we can change our habits?
That's a very good question. And I think one of the problems we're facing is that we are in this rut of, I call it the left brain thinking. So we constantly in this kind of rat race, especially where I'm from, certainly in London, where people are very left brain. So they have to constantly have a long list of things to do, never quite get to the end of it. So they're always in the future or they're in the past, but they're never quite in the present, right? So this brain needs to be fed with a lot of sugar and coffee, and you can see we need to keep up that adrenaline energy up.
So we need
whereas if we're more in the
carbohydrates.
Yeah, we eat more carbohydrates, exactly.
Yes.
Whereas when we come more into the present, so into more the right brain experience, where we feel more connected to nature, to other people, and in the present moment, which yoga can help us with, then we also make better choices in terms of food, because we are more aware of the present. We are aware of how it makes us feel as well, because we're not always stuck in that brain and already somewhere else, but we're right there.
Yes.
And that can help. So changing into a more right brain experience, into more presentness and awareness can help you to change habits.
And also it's good not to think, but to feel, to be.
Exactly.
To be, not
yes.
who you are,
exactly.
but to be yourself. This is something that you have practiced over yoga techniques all these years, or you've studied personally, like psychology and other things that you help people who come to you in your clinic in London. How do you help people get over their habits and their lifestyles and come closer to real life, to happier life?
Yeah, so I always start with an assessment. So the holistic health screening, I always start with that, see what's actually going on for that person, because it can also identify more hidden things. A lot of people come to me with things they know they need to change. Sometimes there's also a little bit more hidden things. So this holistic health screening can highlight this. And then you have to individualize it, because even people with the same disease arrived at it through a different way. And so you need to unravel that story a little bit and put things into place where it is easy for that person to change the habit. So it's a very individualized approach.
Yes, of course.
It's a personalized approach.
Person to person.
Yeah.
If you could give us some tips, let's say, about how to help our joints, then how to breathe better. I know that your technique that you used, going backwards with for the spine, for the upper back, it's very nice. But also, how can we help our joints be better, in a better shape, especially when we get above 40 women, 40, 50-year-old. Can you give us some tips about this?
Yeah, with joints it's very important to maintain flexibility and strength. So stability and flexibility is equally important in order to support your joints. So little exercise every day is absolutely necessary for the joints, and also not being overweight. So if you're too heavy, your joints just have to take an extra load when you go up the stairs, when you walk. So that's another thing that is very important for joints. So maybe losing a bit of weight and creating flexibility and stability.
And then if you want to go to the heart, which is the center of our self, our being, like it brings the blood to all the system, how can we help our heart breathe better, feel better, and send the blood quicker and healthier to all the body?
Yeah, as we said before, like being a rounded, locked-in posture, not breathing properly. Again, so very important to have an awareness, to be open. And then heart, of course, is around joy. So it holds the emotion of joy or a lack of joy, right? So also more spiritually.
Approaching for life.
Being joyful or being positive is also very healthy for the heart.
Thank you very much for being here with us today. And I hope to see you soon in the future. And thank you for watching Body in Balance, and watching our program to improve your well-being and your status in life. Namaste.
Namaste.